figure out how I could escape it.
You can't keep hiding, man.
You're never here.
I'm scared of what's out there.
You are losing your mind.
I want this to be over.
Show me that game face, baby.
Everything can go back the way it was.
No, I can't.
What's up, Chad? Jeff in Las Vegas. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for talking to me about Daft State. Congratulations. What a great thriller.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love your background. I hope that that'll be permanent moving forward.
Got to do it upright for you today, my friend.
Thank you.
Well, Easton, he's being driven to the edge of insanity. I mean, he's just slowly going crazy. How does this affect his work and his home life?
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that because the whole thing started with how would it be? What a nightmare would it be to have to go back into your own home day after day after day, like an evil Groundhog's Day. Like he's got to go in and relive this tragic thing that we as an audience don't yet know. And that's what the film's about, is about him navigating that. So you're not going to be able to be functioning at work. You're going to be doing everything you can to numb yourself from the realities. And that's what this film tackles is the mental health, issues that can stem from tragedy.
Yeah, because this is a comment on mental health, but it's through a thriller, which I thought's a great vehicle for that.
Thank you. Well, I mean, it was one of those things where I always said, like, in the wrong hands, this becomes a full-blown drama,
Yes.
But the best thrillers and the best horror films, the best mysteries take the same things and then pull and extract it in a cinematic way of telling a story differently. And that's really what drove me to do this project as my first film as a writer director.
Well, when I spoke to Christopher Backus, I told him that this movie is all about post-production. All the elements have to come together in the final cut. And I asked him, did you feel silly or some of the things? He had to put his trust in you to say, this is going to work in the final cut, even though it may look bizarre you're doing it now.
Yes. Yes, it was great that he said that. I mean, it is. And working with Jono, who got his start, with Peter Jackson and stuff like that. He's in New Zealand. Is just such a fantastic editor, working with such an expert pro in the post process, and then bringing on Dimitri to do sound design and then work through Mike McCready's music. All of those elements really are what made the film what it is.
Mike McCready got some Walking Dead guy. He's awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
And you have a good DP too. The colors and the shadows in this movie are phenomenal. They really are. They're real mood setting.
They are. Working with Shaw was amazing. And one of the things that happened, we talk about this, film is so interesting. I mean, I was having a conversation earlier about Jaws and how they lost the shark. And the only reason we had that movie worked so well because of what was lost, not what they had. And so one of the things with Shaw that we worked on is this is a nightmare. I mean, you're living a nightmare. So crushing the blacks and creating separation between the highlights and the lowlights and everything, that was all stuff we spent a lot of time talking about. And just the frantic nature of shooting film made it work, I think. And that's what was so fun for me.
Don't get me going on Jaws. That's my favorite movie of all time. We could spend a whole day talking about it.
Yes, we could.
They thought Spielberg was a genius because the shark didn't work. He had to shoot around it. And great documentary called The Shark Is Still Working. I don't know if you've seen that yet or not. It's just,
no.
Oh, you got to watch it. This guy put together a documentary. It's about 10, 15 years ago, but he interviewed everybody. And I've been to Jaws Fest, back at Martha's Vineyard.
Yep.
So I love Jaws. And also, how do you work with executive producer Mira Sorvino? Is that a close working relationship? Because the star is also the producer. So how does that dynamic of creativity work? Do they just put their trust in you and say,
Mostly, yes. I mean, I'm a team building type of filmmaker. I mean, yes, you have to be kind of militant and focused and guide everything very specifically, but people that provide good notes, creativity in collaboration, I'm always willing to listen. I think that's important. I think that's where things can get derailed, is when you don't listen to the people that you're entrusting in their position. So whether that's the actors, the other producers, the DP, the editor, all of those things working together are what make good cinema. And so yes, it wasn't weird working with them. It was nice to hear if they had an issue, if they didn't, but it was mostly trust driven for sure.
Well, congratulations on a great thriller and first time filmmaker. I have to ask you this real quick. I always ask my first time filmmakers, what was the first shot on the first day and what was the last shot on the last day? How could you forget that, right?
I'll never forget the first shot, because it was like I had been living with this film for a year, because we started the writing process before the pandemic. Then the pandemic hit, and we thought we were going to shoot it in 2020, but it moved to 2021. So I had an entire year of living with every moment, beat by beat. And then I get to my first day, and I'm so excited, and I get a call, call me, we have a COVID positive. And I'm like, what? The whole film almost gets shut down.
Oh,
So
no.
we immediately do multiple testing, rapid testing. I'm like, okay, we get approved. We're back in. We've only lost half a day. And then I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. And I put Chris and Sky in bed for the first scene, is the romantic stuff where they're in bed. And I went, oh, this is horribly awkward. We are all doing and meeting each other for the first time together. And I put people in bed where they have to pretend to be pillow fighting and love each other and all this in a thriller that's meant to be very dark. And so, so that's what we shot first. We shot that sequence that plays in the flashback of like the family and everything, of them, like cuddling in bed and talking. But,
Next time,
So that
Chad,
was
look
the-
at the shooting schedule. Come on, what's wrong with you?
well, actors' availability also had a little bit to do with that. But
welcome
yes.
to the world of welcome to filmmaking, right?
Yes, exactly.
Well,
The
congratulations.
last thing we shot
Go ahead.
was the car sequence, was the car chasing stuff
Cool.
around the neighborhoods. That was the last thing we shot.
Save the best for last, it looks like.
Yeah.
Chad, congratulations. Thanks for your time today. I wish you all the best of luck with Daft State. And let's talk again soon,
Thank you.
my friend. Thank you so much.
I would love that. Have a great day.